And welcome back. As the coronavirus ravages the world, the G20 leaders held a virtual conference where the focus was on how to curb the uncontrollable spread of COVID-19.
South Africa is, of course, the only African member of the G20. The president also had a similar meeting with African Union leaders where a coronavirus fund was launched.
Ahead of the lockdown at midnight, now that the cases of the coronavirus is sitting at 900.
We now have more than 900 people who are infected, as the minister told me, and we fear that it might rise even much further than that.
Making an announcement after two important engagements. Using technology to implement social distance, leaders around the world convened. The first meeting was with the African Union leaders from Egypt, DRC, Mali and Kenya. The leaders have agreed to establish 5 regional centers that will look at coronavirus pandemic. And a $17 million fund has been raised already.
As a continent, we needed to approach this COVID-19 in a unified way and agreed that no single country on the African continent should try to tackle this alone. We should have a coordinated approach. We should work together as much as we possibly can through cooperation. We should also share information about what each of us are doing, and we should heighten communication so that we know exactly what each country is doing about COVID-19.
Then, the next engagement with the G20 leaders, presenting Africa's position as the chair of the AU, President Ramaphosa called on world leaders to support vulnerable countries and a special plea for Africa.
We as Africa have called upon the countries of the G20, particularly your more developed economies, to support stimulus packages for Africa, to have debt relief from the World Bank, IMF, so that countries are then able to halt their interest payments so that they are able to focus on fighting the coronavirus.
Coronavirus has had a negative impact on countries with the economy being hard hit. Mtlantle Khatlani, SABC News, Johannesburg.